Welcome back to Sledgehammer Horror, guys. I am Ken Sledge.
And I'm Ashley Sledge.
And let's talk horror.
So today we're doing our review on Silent Night, Deadly Night 2025.
So this is a remake of the 80s classic film with its own taste thrown in.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the positives, the negatives, and we are going to spoil the film. So please watch Silent Night, Deadly Night.
And go see it in theaters so it makes a bunch of money, and that way we can get a sequel, and we'll tell you why we want that when we get to the spoilers. But for now, let's get to the positives.
So some of our positives, the score it's very Christmas, but like eerie Christmas, and it fits so well. I really enjoyed the score a lot, actually.
Blitz Berlin did a great job with the score on this film. Practical effects. So many practical. I knew with Mike doing this film, there was going to be a lot of practical work done. He did not disappoint. The amount of practical effects in this film are outrageously awesome.
Yeah, and they took some of the original ideas, but they made them in their own. And we'll get more into this in the spoilers, but they kind of went in a different direction than the OG, and I like the direction that they went. I thought it was really cool.
Yep. The dark humor they had in this movie was really well done.
Yeah.
There were moments of dark humor that made me laugh audibly. And that is all on the shoulders of our actors.
Oh, yeah.
The line deliveries, the awkwardness, it was perfectly done.
Well, speaking of that, Rowan Campbell as Billy and Ruby Modine as Pam, they did so good. They were awesome together. They definitely had chemistry.
Oh, yeah.
And just like Rowan Campbell, he can play that like mysterious, like
bad boy.
I don't think he's a bad boy. He's more of like, I need love, I need your loving. And Ruby Modine did a great job as Pam too. She was definitely, I kind of like resonate with her a little bit.
Especially at a hockey scene?
Yeah, especially when it comes to my children. Yeah, for sure.
Seeing our hall passes together was awesome. Rowan being my hall pass and Ruby being hers. So
for sure.
That was really awesome. And I'm always for killing Nazis. I mean, I'm always about it. That's something I'm always about. You know, good, bad, or indifferent. You win me over when you kill a Nazi.
For sure. And there was this really great montage kill with a bunch of
just a whole bunch of
Santa
kills. Yeah.
Nazis.
It was just so fucking awesome.
So yeah, you're just like, all right, let's take them out.
And so for those of you asking, we do get a Carpet Day reference. It is in there.
They had to slip it in.
We were waiting for it.
Yeah.
We were all waiting for it, like, when's it going to happen? And they definitely did. So those are some of our non-spoiler positives. Now let's get into the negatives of Silent Night, Deadly Night.
So some of our negatives, there is a lot of title cards, dates.
We don't need it.
Yeah, the
don't
kills,
need it,
the
man.
Names of the kills and who they're killing. You get the title card.
Naughty.
Yeah. And then the dates. You know, it's like, stop it.
I mean, I guess the dates, because it's like the advent calendar and they're counting down. I get that.
Okay.
But like
show me the date on the calendar.
Who we're killing, that was unnecessary. Like we already know.
Some of the camera work almost seems laggy at times. Like they're trying to do slow motion, but not really. So it almost feels like it's lagging a little bit.
Yeah.
It was weird. Like it was just a weird way to go about it. Now this could have been on what we were watching, but from two different devices that I've watched this on, it had that same type of almost lag to it. So, like I said, it had this weird laggy thing going with the camera, and it was really, really off-putting to watch it.
So at first, like him hearing the voices, I was just like, what are we doing here?
Right.
But we'll get into this again in the spoilers. I get what they were doing, and honestly, it made more sense. Like, so I don't know that that's necessary. Yeah, I don't know that it's necessarily a negative, but in the beginning, you're just like, what?
I don't hate
so
it.
Now he's great,
but I don't like it.
Yeah,
it's weird. As the movie goes, it gets more acceptable, I guess.
It does, yeah, and especially at the end, it definitely is more acceptable.
And there are some very odd editing choices, especially with color grading.
Yeah, or just like like there's just one scene of him with the axe and like it's just his arm, and I was like, okay, we're doing like the Rocky Balboa thing.
So it's definitely some weird editing choices they had that could have been left on the cutting room floor. And we do get some CGI, a little bit of puke,
we get some CGI
and a little bit of fire.
Yes.
In the rearview mirror. I was like, Mike, no. And I do got to make this known. I'm a huge Mike Nelson. Like, I respect this guy so much. I love his work. I love everybody at Bloody Disgusting, everybody at Cineverse. But could have been AI, so it could have been worse. But
For sure.
It's not a huge deal, but it just didn't look good to me.
So Ken doesn't like how Billy became Billy. We don't want to spoil this for you and how he becomes who he is. I feel like that was like, it was a choice, yes, but I feel like they
took a swing, and it's not going to land with everybody. Like I said, even in this household, she enjoyed it. I wasn't a huge fan.
I didn't hate it. I felt like they tried something different. They took the bones, like we already said, and they did it differently in this movie. It almost gave me like the Child's Play, like that type of like they switched things up.
And like I said, as we're doing the review, we're writing the review as we're doing it. And at the end, it definitely makes it better, more acceptable, especially with the direction that I really, really hope they go. If I haven't mentioned it already, guys, go see this film in theater, so it makes a lot of money.
I don't know, it was very like a Christmas like thing to do. Like you are this, like
if you've seen the Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm passing this down on you, and now this is, I guess, your curse, really. It's really kind of a curse.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But let's stop hinting at it and let's talk about it, and let's get right into the spoilers.
All right, guys, we are going to start spoiling the film. So it begins with a young Billy. He goes to visit his grandfather. Sound familiar? He's in a home, and he starts like vomiting blood everywhere. And like we said, things that are like different. His grandpa actually felt like genuine in this one.
Yeah.
In the OG, he was like
acting catatonic.
He was like encephalopathic, and then like
that's a word I know.
And then all of a sudden when the parents leave, like he's like angry and like mean. But this grandpa actually felt like a genuine,
and
like,
he loved Billy,
like lovable grandpa, and I liked that how they changed that up for sure.
And one cool thing is Billy looks over and he sees a janitor just like staring at him, and it makes you super uncomfortable. You're like, why is this janitor just staring at him? And I thought it was a red herring, but it actually comes into play later.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that. So we find out on the drive home that Billy's parents killed him. They overdid his medication and added new medication to his. They poisoned him as soon as he wrote off his will to Billy's dad.
Yeah. So they're naughty people.
They are naughty.
So on the way home, they get rear-ended by Santa.
I think we downloaded the wrong version.
I think we got the wrong movie. And so he, with the car, guys, and he shoots the dad, and then he shoots mom. And
right
Billy,
when he shoots mom, though, Billy wakes up,
and he's older now. He's an adult with his shirt off. And
hey, that's my hall pass.
he wakes up in like it's like present time now.
He has a voice that talks to him. Like I said, it's at first you're like, what the fuck?
Why are we doing this?
Yeah, this is stupid. But he's also right now in the room of somebody that he killed. So he's like, the voice is like, we got to get going.
Yeah.
They're going to be coming here soon.
Yes. So the voice is pretty much telling him what to do.
Yeah.
And so there's a flashback, and we see that mom kicked Santa like in the throat, like she had like high heels on and kicked him right in the throat,
Punctured.
Gave him a tracheostomy, and then that she died. Santa's laying on the ground dying with a hole in his throat.
We'll come back to that flashback in a little bit.
We will.
So Billy's landed in the town Hackett, which the voice loves.
Hackett.
The voice loves that. He sees this girl come into the diner, and he's like, who is that? And the voice is telling him, he's like, not this again, man.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, I'm done
clearly,
trying this.
Yeah, you know who you are. You can't be liking girls when you're a serial killer.
Right. He goes over to her shop and, like, awkwardly tries to talk to her. And the chemistry here between Pam and Billy is so good. Like, throughout the whole film, I love how they bounce off of each other.
So he has a little crystal unicorn. We had to throw the crystal unicorn from Black Christmas that Billy kills with.
I totally felt like that was a homage to Black Christmas.
It had to have been, absolutely. As soon as I seen it, I was like, there's our crystal unicorn. Yep. Like, that's amazing. I like that they put that in there.
And especially because of the fact that it was like, I'm buying something for my dad. And she's like, earrings and a crystal unicorn.
Yeah.
And so he goes out and he's like talking to himself like, son of a bitch, I got to do this. I really got to nail this. We find out that Pam's dad is the owner of the store. And they're looking for more help. So Billy puts in his resume and he's like, I'm a very overprotective father. And Billy's like, and he's like, no, I'm just kidding. You're hired.
Yeah.
So now Billy's working at the store with Pam and her father.
So I guess she has like explosive personality disorder. She literally like drops a bulb and just like starts going crazy.
Another funny part.
Yeah, it is funny because
the
Billy's
old lady.
The old lady and Billy's just like what the fuck? Like
Billy's like, I hear voices and I think this bitch is crazy.
Like what's going on here? But yeah, so she is very explosive and gets very angry.
Yeah. So Billy sees this guy flirting with Pam, what he thinks is flirting. And he's like, if I was 35 years younger, Ruby.
It's creepy.
Yeah, his name's George.
It's not like, I don't know, like like that's not acceptable. Like, don't do that. Like, you're not 35 years younger.
Right.
Like that.
But I'm not playing devil's advocate here, but Ruby was okay with it. You know, she didn't seem uncomfortable at any time with it. She had known him her whole life. I think he was just, and again, I'm not saying it's okay, but at least it didn't portray her in an uncomfortable light. She didn't seem like she was uncomfortable with it. So he decides tonight he's going to kill him, and he puts an axe in his head while he's sitting on the chair watching TV, which is funny because he's like naughty, and he lifts the axe up, and the guy's just like,
I know, like who's here? Someone's behind you saying naughty. Like
I'm gonna look.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump my ass up and fight you.
Right.
So Pam and Billy, they go to her nephew's hockey practice, and her nephew's getting bullied, and Pam, she fucking snaps. She literally like hits this kid with a hockey stick multiple times, and is like screaming at the coach, and Billy has to like
Billy's
pull her
like,
away.
Oh, shit, I'll be right back.
Yeah, for sure. He's like, the shit is about to go down, and I was like, Pam, I get it, girl.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Like, that's your nephew.
They
like,
said I looked like a girl, and they called him a derogatory word.
He had a pink
hockey stick.
A pink hockey stick, I think, and his shoes.
Or maybe a helmet or something.
No, I think it was his shoes. Like shoes had pink on them or something.
His ice skates.
Yeah. So, anyways, they were calling him.
We're not going to repeat.
We're not, but they were calling him, bad names, and she just went crazy, and I was, beat
the hell out of him.
I get it. Like, I get explosive like that too when it, comes to people that I love.
So there's a snatcher in town. This is a little side plot because every now and then you'll see like missing children posters, but now we actually get the reveal that there's a person they call the snatcher in town that's been taking children.
Yeah. Well, Pam's nephew
brings it up. Yeah, he's like, I'm scared of this, and the dad's like, well, it's an old wives' tale, but now it's hitting a little close to home because kids are actually going missing.
Right. So Max, he's a cop.
You don't like this guy the minute you see him.
No, he's such a douche. Like, just looking at him and like his personality, you know that he's such like an abusive, douchey partner. And obviously him and Pam used to date because we didn't say this, but she kept getting calls from him
Max, and she kept ghosting him.
Yeah, so he pretty much gave her a get out of jail free card. Like, I think maybe that because she has, her explosive disorder, maybe he's gotten her out of other situations. And
well, she even says like, you punched me in the face, Max.
So he feels like that him doing that for her is like, okay, well, you should be with me because I'm helping you, but still, you're a bad person. You abused her.
He goes up and starts rubbing her shoulders and smelling her hair,
and
I'm
like whispers in her ear, "I miss you," and it makes you feel uncomfortable the way she kind of like.
I will say the guy that plays Max is awesome.
Yeah,
he did a great job.
He did do a good job.
Like he was great.
You definitely
you want to fucking punch this guy in the face.
You don't like him. So I mean, he did his job. That's what you're supposed to feel.
So when they're at the hockey rink, Pam tries to introduce Billy to Delphine. And
Delphine is like this shitty mom up in the stands that's like yelling at her, like on her phone, not watching her kids, and pretty much just saying
off her phone
kid
just to scream at her kid, derogatory.
A piece of shit. Yeah, like she's a piece of shit mom.
Yeah. So when he sees her, because every time Charlie, he'll be like, "Look around, find him. You know,
well,
and,
like he can feel.
Well, we don't know yet.
Okay,
we can't get there yet.
I'm not gonna say that.
And he's like, we need to go find Delphine, and he's like a compass, you know, so he can like lead them to where they're at. And we find out that she's a Nazi leader, and Billy goes there and goes completely ham on the fucking Nazis. And this part is fucking awesome. Now, I will say, because there's a lot of controversy about this part, obviously. What do I think of this part? It's fucking awesome. Do I feel like it was forced into the movie? Yes. There was no reason for them to be Nazi leaders. Nothing else in the whole movie has any type of reference whatsoever to Nazis.
But again,
however,
they're bad people.
They're bad people.
We're taking out bad people.
Right. So, again, was it completely necessary? No. Am I sad about it? Abso-fucking-lutely not. If you have a movie that kills Nazis, I'm in. Just like Indiana Jones, baby.
Delphine, she like gets away on her little 4-wheeler, and Billy, he's like waiting in the woods, kind of like in the OG when the kids are on the sled, and he completely decapitates her, killing her, which was awesome.
It is definitely a very good take on that kill without completely redoing it.
Yeah,
and we'll talk about why again here. And we talked about it a little bit ago. He only kills bad people. Let's just spoil that now.
I was trying to, and you're like, wait, he wouldn't let me spoil it.
Just go ahead and spoil it.
So the guy in his head, he like knows like people, like he can see what these bad people did. So that's why Billy is killing. He's killing these bad people because Charlie's telling him to.
Right, and he tells them where they're at. Like I said, he's like, it's like almost like he attracts to them, and then he just won't stop until he gets to them. So he, unlike the original, in this one, he's only killing bad people.
Well, in the original, like it was like teens having sex, like you're naughty, like killing.
He really kills naughty people in this one.
Like this is actual like naughty bad people.
Right. So George obviously doesn't show up to play Santa because he was killed.
He did.
Why would he kill George? He was just flirting. That's not being naughty.
No.
Maybe we'll find out. So they ask Billy if he'll play Santa. He does, and he's struggling not to hurt the kids. And this is what we're talking about.
When he puts on the suit, I guess, like it makes him like evil.
But if he doesn't choose the people to kill, he'll kill a random person. So that's why Charlie makes him choose these killers, rapists, things like that. So that way he doesn't just, and like he's really struggling not to kill one of these kids. And this is showing like if he doesn't kill a bad person, he could just kill anybody. So that's why they pick and choose who to kill, so that way he doesn't go on impulse and hurt one of the kids. Yeah. Because at first you're like, oh, don't do it. Don't hurt one of these kids.
Yeah, he's got
and he doesn't want to.
No.
Yeah, he's got his box cutter, which is also another reference to the OG.
But then he, puts it back down.
Puts it away.
So Pam was all hot and bothered by him being in that Santa suit, like talking to the kids, and she just like jumps on him and starts kissing him. He's trying to take off the Santa suit, and she was like, leave it on, Bubba.
And they do it.
They do it.
So then it flips to these people you've never seen, and you're like, what the fuck are we doing now? But it makes sense because it's George's daughter and his grandson, and they find George dead at the house. And we find out that George had murdered his wife and rolled her up in a carpet.
Stabbed her a bunch of times.
One time through the eye, and it's fucking gnarly but great looking. So that's why he chose George.
George was naughty.
He was naughty. He was a bad guy.
So Pam's father is actually murdered when her nephew's kidnapped.
He's trying to rescue their nephew.
Yeah, he's trying to. Okay, so I kind of thought, I was like, oh God, I hope Pam's dad isn't bad.
Dude, like, I thought it was Pam. I was like, is Pam going to be the snatcher?
Oh, no.
Because she was talking about, I'm a bad person, I'm a bad person.
Yeah, no, I didn't think it was Pam. Like, I think she just thinks she's a bad person because she, like, gets angry easy. Yeah. But anyways, he's trying to rescue him out of the back of this truck, and he gets shot by another Santa, but this Santa has like a mask on. So
this one I feel like is an homage to the remake. Yeah. Because it's like that plastic mask. So this to me was kind of like Billy versus whoever it was in the remake. Forgive me, I can't remember who the Santa was in the remake. That's what it felt like to me, was these two against each other. And man, like the shot was like, oh, damn. Yeah. Like, damn.
And then he like looks at the camera and like waves
goodbye.
Yeah.
And don't worry, because Billy thinks guns are for pussies. So we know this was not Billy that did this.
No.
Okay. Now, here's where I was like, what? The Santa that killed Billy's parents was that janitor. And the reason he killed them was because when he was looking, he wasn't looking at Billy at the beginning. He was looking at the parents. Because of what the evil they had just done to the grandfather.
He knew what they were doing.
Right.
Yeah.
So before he died, he transferred his evil into Corey Cunningham. I'm sorry. I mean Billy. The evil was transferred into Rowan Campbell's Billy. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before.
I mean, it really, I know, but honestly, it really reminds me of like in
the Santa Claus. When the Santa dies, and it's got to be taken over.
Then now he takes over,
Yeah.
and now he kind of is like cursed with being Santa, but he loves it at the same time because he's making a difference. I feel like this is kind of like that.
Yeah.
So I don't hate the idea.
When I first seen it, I did. As the movie went on, it made more sense. But when it first happened, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, as it went, it grew on me just from watching the movie, not even over the course of letting it sink in. As the movie goes, especially because of the ending, it really grew on me what was happening.
So we find out that his first kill is when he's a teenager, and he kills his foster mom. She was like
garbage.
Yeah, she was a piece of shit. She was putting drugs in their drinks to make them sleep so she could go out and do stuff all day. And then like if they
broke anything in the house,
like they would literally.
She hits him with a fucking bat in the face.
Yeah, he accidentally hit like an angel off with a bat, and then she just goes ham on him with another bat.
Oh my gosh, I was like,
and he's talking and like I wasn't very good at first, and like you know they're
parental
kind of
abuse
fighting.
warning here because this was like
it's very heavy, but they were fighting, and this is where we get another homage to the OG where he pushes her through the deer antlers.
And no titties this time.
No titties. No, it was just
she's dressed.
A angry foster mother.
Yep.
And it's very heavy with
foster
stuff like that.
parental
Yes,
abuse,
absolutely.
stuff like that, which is something that people unfortunately do have to experience. So he confesses everything to Pam.
So he's driving and like telling her all of this stuff,
Because
like his past.
He told her like, hey, I can go find your nephew. Because when the dude waved at the camera, Charlie got him.
Yeah.
Charlie got a beat on him. And he's telling her this.
She wished Santa was real because the only thing she would wish for is to find the guy that murdered her dad and cut him up into little pieces.
And Billy's like, I can do that for you.
Yeah, he's like, you trust me? And she's like, oh, I don't know. Should I?
Yeah. So then they're driving, and he confesses everything to Pam, and she's like, wow, so you're a psycho. And I'm still here.
Yeah.
Like, yes. Go.
So when they get there, it's like this tree farm, and they go inside, and there's like this ball pit in the cellar, and there's kids down there, and they find her nephew.
A bunch of kids, I think 3 or 4.
Yeah,
they
and
pull out of there.
and Pam's like handing the kids up to Billy, and this is when the snatcher gets Pam, like takes her, and so Billy goes down, and Charlie is pretty much telling him like where she is because he had her under the ball pit.
One thing I want to add real quick. The place that they're at, Billy already killed the main guy that owned that place at the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
We only know that because we saw a tag. And when Billy showed up there, it was like, oh, that's why they killed that guy at the beginning, because he was a part of this. So now you're like, wait, maybe there's more than one person in on this snatcher thing.
It probably is. So anyways, they're under the ball pit, and Charlie's like, go, like pretty much telling him step by step like where to go, and he stabs him. But unfortunately...
Well, they stab each other. Well, because at first he has his axe, and Charlie's like, be careful. Whoa. We should also go back, because Charlie doesn't like Pam throughout the movie. He's like, dude, we got to stop doing this. When she says, I'm still here, he's like, I think you got a good one.
Yeah.
I think you got a good one. And so he has his axe, and he's like, you got to be careful.
He takes out his box cutter.
Yeah, he's like, because he's holding her, and he has his hand over her mouth, you got to be careful. So he takes out the box cutter, and...
He stabs him. Ruby gets to go... Or Pam, I can't. Yeah, you called her Ruby now.
I know.
So Pam gets free, and then they start fighting, and Billy gets stabbed also.
Well, they stabbed the shit out of each other.
Yeah, they did.
Like, Billy survives, and so he gets going up. She pulls him up, and he's like, "You stay here with the kids. I'm gonna go out and get help." He walks out, and he's shot by Max the douchebag.
Fucking Max, man.
Fucking Max.
Yeah.
Man.
So this is the whole time he's like laying on the ground dying and bleeding out, and he's like talking to Charlie and is like, I don't want you to leave.
I don't want you to leave.
And
it's sad.
It really is sad. And this is when he Charlie's gone, and he transfers himself
into
Pam. So now Pam she like passes out first, and
then she wakes up
and she hears his voice, and she thinks that he's alive, but then she realizes like it's in her head.
But another thing we didn't talk about earlier is, Yeah, Charlie like tells him this shit, but Charlie is also like a father figure to him. Like he teaches him how to shave because his dad was killed.
He never had a dad, you know. Well, he didn't have a dad from 8 on.
And his dad was a piece of shit anyway. They killed his own fucking father. So, you know, Charlie really was a father figure to him. So he's like, I don't want you to go. I don't want you to leave. Max was in on the stealing kids stuff. So when Ruby wakes up, she bites his nose off.
Oh, clean off.
Which was a reference to earlier in the movie. She said she bit a kid's nose when she was in school.
In 3rd grade, yeah.
And then she kills Max. And Billy is in her head. And that's where the movie ends. Now, I don't know if I said this, guys. Go watch this in the theater so this can make a lot of money. I want to see a Ruby Modine-led Silent Night, Deadly Night 2.
Let's go, girl.
Where we have a great, strong female villain. We could bring Rowan Campbell back as the voice inside of her head.
That would be fantastic. I would
gosh.
be seated for it for sure. And we need more Christmas horror.
We need more Christmas horror, and we need more strong female villains in general. Like, I'll never say no to a strong female villain. And the way that she played this movie, beating the hell out of the kids, killing Max, she could definitely be a strong-led female villain. So I'm going to give this 3.75 out of 5. It had its flaws, don't get me wrong. I had a lot of fun. I think this is how a slasher should be made. I think this is how a remake should be done. There was enough of it to make sure that it stood on its own, but it did take enough from the original to give the original its flowers without completely stealing the whole plot. So I'm going to give this a 3.75 out of 5. Very much enjoyed.
I gave it a 4 out of 5. I also very much enjoyed. We already talked about, you know, all the positives. The acting was phenomenal. There was emotion, and you felt, you know, you even felt sorry for like the villain. And sometimes I don't like that. But in this case, like, it worked for me.
Right. So let us know in the comments, guys. What do you think of Silent Night, Deadly Night? Would you like to see a sequel? And if so, what direction would you like for that to go in? If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. It does help build the channel more than you know. And follow Sledgehammer Horror on social media. Those links are in the description as well. But until next time, keep talking horror.
Stay who you are.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.